vocals, ensemble choir, instruments, cardioid, podcast, voiceovers, vocals, instruments, omnidirectional conference calls.
Oh no, we don't want omnidirectional.
Actually, just say something back there.
If you turn, what's up? If you turn it off, it'll...
This? Yeah.
Awesome.
It's been a minute since we've been in the seats.
How does this work? Been in these seats? These are the wrong seats. This is the wrong house. Where are we?
Nothing's changed. We're still coughing and we still don't know how to start a damn video. What's up, guys? My name is Damien.
My name's Colin.
And I'm Alex.
We are Our Mind Center. We make short films. We review movies. And today we went to go see a very kid-friendly film named The Happytime Murders. Written and directed by the same crew that I believe brought you the Muppets Treasure Island movie.
One of them. Yeah,
Muppets
some of them.
Christmas or something.
Directed by Jim Henson's son. Brian Henson is his name, I guess.
It's Bill.
Bell Henson.
I said Bill.
Oh, Bill Henson.
Yeah, Bill's a name.
Wait.
Alex, what's this movie about?
So, The Happytime Murders is about a Muppet cop that got taken off of the force for something, and now he's in the midst of a murder case that has to do with people that he's close to. It's a murder mystery movie where he's a PI,
Yeah.
a classic murder mystery movie.
It's a classic murder mystery, but with an entirely different paint job. And I know a lot of people, especially before Roger Rabbit's going to be brought up a lot when you talk about this movie, because it's the same kind of thing. You have characters that you know and love in the real world with real people, and it's weird the first 20 minutes of this movie. That's it. They're like, okay, let you get a feel of it, how these people interact, that no one's surprised when they see a Muppet. You're just walking on the street and you're like, hey, there's a Muppet, which is funny.
It's weird because, like you said, Roger Rabbit, they're doing the same kind of thing in this one as they did in that, where they take, in that sense, it was cartoons that is almost inherently childish, but they're trying to bring it into a more adult audience, and that's what I think Bill Henson is trying to do in this one, is take puppets and make you not think of them as a childish object.
Yeah.
But they also make fun of that in the movie. I feel weird about this movie because it's
a mixed bag for me, for sure.
It's funny. I laughed out loud a bunch of times,
Yeah.
which I didn't think that this was going to be very good at all.
Terrible.
But I was pleasantly surprised, but then also I feel awkward about it.
Me too. I was surprised. I know you're I think more you're not on the fence about it, right?
No,
You just
I knew exactly what it was, so
Yeah.
I wasn't weirded out about it.
See, I think you're also going to get a review here that I think is maybe more in depth about this movie than I think this movie needs to have a review about. But I'm with Alex. I'm with Alex too. I have a mixed bag. There's so many things about this movie that I don't like, but then I'm like, yeah, but how would they have done it differently? And then I think about maybe the ways they could have done it different. So in my head while watching it, I was like, maybe if this was just about this Muppet cop, I'd like it more. Maybe if it was just about Melissa McCarthy, everyone around her was Muppets, I'd like it more. Maybe if it was just Muppets, but serious, I would like it more. I think sometimes the human interactions with the Muppets, the jokes are too easy.
Yeah.
I'm like whenever they swear, they use a Muppet term instead, and I'm like,
Yeah, but
it's just so easy.
It's just racial slurs. It's so easy.
I know,
mean,
but that's the part that gets me.
Zootopia. Making the racial comments, but it's about bunnies. Oh, you can't
Right,
really say
but it's
fluffy
just
about...
animals.
Yeah.
In that movie.
Okay.
So a part of me was like, maybe if it was just Muppets. But then I'm like, no, but I like the relationship between Melissa McCarthy and her partner.
Yeah,
but
that,
at the same
that developed pretty nicely.
But at the same
especially
time,
in the second half of this
imagine
movie.
a cop in the world of Muppets that's just him, and then he goes into the dark parts
It'd be
of
like
the Muppet
Bright.
world.
You know where...
That's exactly what it is. It's Bright, but it's Muppets. There's
Where
some
Will
social
Smith
commentary
goes into-
here. There's some Muppet humor there where it's like, oh, he's an orc, which is just black people. And in this movie, Muppets are... I think the thing that hurts this movie is it does the whole, you've seen this before, but it didn't have puppets. And for 30 minutes that works. But then towards the end of the movie, I'm like, yeah, but I've seen this movie before, which sucks because I think any minute extra past an hour and 30 minutes would have hurt this movie. Mm-hmm. I think the runtime is perfect. I just think, because beyond that, it would have just been an episode of a TV show if it was shorter. But it does wear on you a little bit towards the end, because they're still trying to make those jokes, where as most movies would be like, okay, the jokes are done, now let's just give them a good movie.
See, honestly...
But they keep with the jokes at the end, and I'm like, you guys don't have to do this, I'm there,
honestly,
I'm laughing at your stuff.
If they would have made fun of that at the beginning, and then from that point forward, just acted like it was a norm for films to have puppets in it, I think it would have done so much better.
Which I know...
Especially in my mind, because it would have fit in the future.
Which I know at the beginning, that was the laughs that were getting all of us, that I could hear us, is like, whenever a puppet would just do anything, you would be like...
It's so weird.
Like a puppet hands over an envelope, and you just see this little hand pass this reel, and it just goes... and then moves its puppet hand, and you're like, that's just funny because it's a puppet. It's a hand moving a real envelope.
Half the scenes just seem like such a struggle because someone in it is a puppet,
it's
like being manned by 6 people trying
and
to pass something
it's super funny. I think that's my biggest problem with this movie, is it wears on you a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's rate this bad boy. I don't know if we stressed it enough. It's not for kids. It really isn't. And that's what they're playing for. That's the shtick. And I think, for the most part, this movie is above average, and I think it hits the ball out of the park when it comes to balancing the raunchy, but not doing it just to be gross. And I think... sometimes. This movie is a mixed bag. Just like sometimes it's funny, some parts it's too much. Yeah. Some parts remind me of every other movie I've seen, but with a puppet as an actor instead. So I think I want to give this movie... and it might seem harsh, but not for my expectations. And I'm going to give it a 6.5, because I think it's above average. But as far as comedy movies go, I don't know, one, how much rewatchability this movie has, now that I've seen the puppet thing. The puppet thing is done. There's no surprise to me now. And I think that's what I'm going to sit. 6.5 googly eyes out of 10. I like this movie, which was surprising.
It's weird to go with intent to see a Muppet movie and you have to show your ID. That feels really weird, and I just really appreciate I just really appreciate shit that just makes me feel weird. You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I did think that it was gonna be a piece of shit, and it wasn't. It was a pretty good movie. Some of the jokes do repeat, which kind of sucks. But I thought it was a really funny movie. I'm gonna rate it a 7 lines of sugar out of 10.
How many? Click clacking around, dude.
All right. So I like this movie, all right. I think it was pretty interesting, doing like the older concept of a noir film, but having puppets in it. But I think that the script wasn't good enough for me to believe that puppets could be relevant in future movies the way that they are with this one. I don't know. It feels weird to talk about because it's a very raunchy film to have puppets in it, and I guess that's what they're going for, and it made me feel weird. And I mean, that's a positive for Kyle. It's partially a positive for me, but honestly, I think I laughed more at the jokes that were like childish as opposed to raunchy. Like the one where she was putting down the gun and all that. Like it's like little stuff that they did here and there that I thought was really funny. But I'm gonna give this movie a 7. I think that it was a 7 worthy. I'm gonna give it 7 Twizzlers out of 10.
You weren't in there with the Ronda Rousey commercial. Oh, I forgot, dude. I forgot. Sorry.
Fucking Ronda Rousey. What the? Let us know what you guys think. If you like this video, touch that like button. If you want to,
No, nothing.
You're
Sorry.
pointing. You're doing That's cool. We'll do a little graphic.
I didn't mean to.
And if you want to subscribe, you can also do that. Hit that bell so you can get more of us when we post a video, so you guys don't have to go searching through the dark web to find us. And so you do not forget, because you may have. My name is Damien.
My name is Kyle.
And I'm Alex.
We are Our Mind Center, and until next time, guys, and who fucking knows when that'll be, but it will be, I assure you.
Are you stopping it?
Yeah.
What about the outro?
What outro?
The one we just finished, and then he stopped it afterward?
Oh, we're not doing the 30 seconds of the song and then come back in?
He's talking about after the song, the outro song.
Yeah, totally,
Thanks
dude.
for watching.
Totally, dude. That was so much.